Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia, and today we're starting a brand new Total War 3 Kingdoms Let's Play featuring Zhuo in the 182 start, or more commonly known as the skinny Zhuo Let's Play, as we have the younger version of Zhuo's art before he gets really fat in the 190 start, and we'll see him gain weight in this campaign, I believe, once we hit the event for the 190 takeover of the capital. And we'll start this campaign off in the northwest. We'll have pieces of Shuofeng and Xihe, and we'll deal with the Liang rebels, we'll deal with Yellow Turban in the Mandate War, and of course we'll express our ambition on the capital and try to take over the capital. Probably around 190. We'll see how we can trigger those events. I think we have to be present, so we're going to try to track our armies down. What we're going to avoid doing is colonizing the northwest. Eventually we want the land here, but I don't want to be the one colonizing it. I think the territory can be colonized by the Liang rebels, and then we will basically take it over from them later on. The faction is pretty interesting. We have the intimidation resource, which gives positive boost to public order, also reduce your corruption. You can also use it in diplomatic trades to push for different deals. It's very powerful there. You can increase it by raising settlement, one of the few factions in the game that can actually completely destroy settlement after battle. We can also execute characters in our court to increase intimidation, also one of the few factions who can do so. Basically, it's Zhuo and Lu Bu. And we can also spend the resource on promoting characters, and intimidation decreases over time. So there's a decay there that we have to overcome. Unique unit, the Xiliang Cavalry and the Heavy Xiliang Cavalry, both pretty decent shot cavalry unit. As a faction unique unit, it's going to be our go-to unit for Vanguard Generals and probably some commanders as well. We're probably going to go with the light Xiliang Cavalry version since there's a decent amount of value on them. Requires our generals to be ranked 3 or higher to recruit. Our unique building chain is a better version of the conscription building. It goes up to tier 5 instead of just 3 tiers and has a variety of additional bonuses on the building itself. We have Raise and Coerce, which is the diplomatic. We mentioned both options here. Zhuo as a character have some bad traits. Greedy. This is a trait that we could potentially exchange in faction council events. We also have Cruel, which has the -4 public order. This will be overcome by our intimidation resource, which will boost public order, I believe, up to 8 points. So that's going to overcome this, and then we get 10% peasantry income, arrogant, a little bit of chance to get captured, but hopefully we don't lose any battles, and this is not going to be relevant. Our background bonus, 50% post-battle loot income, actually very powerful. Keep fighting, help us boost intimidation, and also might incentivize us to spawn more rebels, especially with fervor around with the Mandate War. And we will also get -15% recruitment cost for shot cavalry, goes well with our unique faction unit, and we also get some increased damage on them. Even though this is base damage, which is not that great because a lot of damage for shot cavalry unit are going to be on the armor piercing side, which does not get boosted here. Aside from that, this campaign will not have any mods, so we're playing with the base game settings. And in terms of the option, we're going to do legendary, and 40-minute battle timers. So let's hop into game and discuss what we actually want to achieve here.
主公，如今天下叛乱纷纭，天子召您上洛，为汉室而战。
我管他姓甚名谁，管他因何而反。汉家朝廷自作自受，何须我来处理？我自有大志。为此，我必先招兵买马，积蓄兵力。若是这些小小之辈胆敢与我为敌，定当叫他们粉身碎骨。
南方的土地适合于作为扩张的目标，您可以威服诸侯。 让他们对您屈膝称臣。
若要扫清乱贼，我绝不会手下留情。可惜汉家天子妇人之仁，如此，只能自埋祸根。
主公，四海之内，叛徒风起， 唯有您能平定天下。
Alrighty, so that was our flyby introduction, and this is sort of what the game wants us to do early on. Wait for your perfect moment to take power, beware of unseen enemies to the west, the Liang Rebels, which will spawn, I think, within 10 turns, and build and consolidate your power. We're not really going to do these. We're going to head down towards the capital. We'll try to mimic some of Dongzhuo's life event. We'll talk about them. And we'll also talk about how this story here is just filled with ahistorical facts. Those pitiful fools in the capital strut like peacocks. You have achieved greatness from your upbringing as a humble farmer. Not true. And yet they constantly overlook your majesty. Your ambition was written in the stars and confirmed by your discovery of the blade of Xiangyu, the hegemon king. But mark your words, they will see your true ability, and your name shall be writ large on annals of history. So, The Blades of Xiangyu is a story from a later fictional production. So, not only do people nowadays like fancy nickname armies and nickname famous weapons, people in the past also like these stories. So, you had these authors who wrote these books talking about famous weapons of the past. And in one such story, there's a collection of them, talks about Dongzhuo finding the blade of Xiangyu in a field. And of course, he doesn't know that it's the blade of Xiangyu, but he knows it's super sharp. And he brings it back to the village and asks one of his elders, who identifies the blade as the blade of Xiangyu. And for those who don't know Xiangyu, he is the true general, true as in CHU. One of the kingdoms from the Warring State period. They were the main force behind the rebellion that overthrew the first dynasty, the Qin dynasty. Of course, the one that would come out the winner of the whole rebellion would be the Han, which is the dynasty that we're currently in, that will eventually end and bring forth the three kingdoms. But in the period before a new dynasty was established, there was a war over who inherits the Qin dynasty after the Qin was overthrown, and that was called the Chu Han contention. And the leader of the Han is Liu Bang, who is the ancestor of all these emperors that we're talking about now. And the side that's leading Chu is Xiangyu, who is this warrior king. When we call Sun Ce the Little Conqueror, that's a nod to Xiangyu, who is known as Ba Wang, or Conqueror. Since they're both from the south, the true lands are also in the south. So that's why he's called the Little Conqueror. It's an ode to Xiangyu, who is a true warrior of his time. Also a very powerful general. Essentially, anything you might fictionalize and romanticize about Lu Bu, Xiangyu was much better, and also had the historical backing to kind of match those fame, whereas Lu Bu historically never did anything great, but Xiangyu did. Xiangyu was not only an amazing general, but also someone who is a capable warrior, and his blade is quite famous. Obviously, did not get passed on for 400 years and end up in Dongzhuo's hand. That part is just totally fictional, but we have the weapon in game, and Dongzhuo has it. Now, the part about being a farmer, also very, very off. Dongzhuo comes from a decent family who had government positions. His father, Dong Junya, which we'll take a look at in the family tree, was a county level captain. So he was in the military, and Dongzhuo's family's decently well off. Definitely not a farmer. We're gonna fight this first army and get some intimidation, which is our resource. Goes from 0 to 100. At the max tier, which I believe is anything above 75, we get a bunch of bonuses. So 4 points Imperial Favor, 8 points of Public Order for all our commanderies, faction-wide scare on all unit and generals, and most importantly, 25% corruption reduction, which is actually massive. That's the best part of this bonus. It becomes weaker between 25 and 75. Basically, only 2 points Imperial Favor, only 2 points of Public Order, but we still get a nice 15% corruption reduction boost. If it's between 0 and 25, there's a lot of negative factors involved. Now, there's a couple things that you need to note when it comes to intimidation. One is that you can spend this resource in diplomacy. So for example, if we want to do a deal with the Emperor and we want some item perhaps that he has, we can use, as you can see, it says 30 points intimidation. So no matter if you have 100, it's going to knock you below that 75 threshold and you drop to tier 2. So the way you want to use this is that when you're about to overflow, but you also have a bunch of battles, hopefully rebel battles, that are available, you would just use it in diplomacy, get something you want. The value is going to depend on how scared they are of you. So the stronger you are, the military strength factor becomes the issue, the more you can get from intimidation. And that's going to vary between different factions that you deal with, because the Han would have a strong army. But if we were to do this against a weaker faction, we'll get more value. And you can see the distance also becomes a negative factor, because you might be strong, but you're far away, so your strength can't really be projected on them, and therefore you get a negative factor from distance. But it's still a pretty powerful tool that you should definitely consider using in the campaign, and we definitely will. But right now we want to keep it nice and healthy in the positive factor, and we'll see what we can do with that. We have a pretty standard tree here, which is nice. Even though some of the title has been changed, we have a Chancellor of the State level instead of Duke. And we also have Grandmaster, which is like an additional level before King. So we have a pretty different setup. This is more or less an ode to Dong Zhuo's path in history. He made himself a new position called the Grandmaster, and then obviously never usurped. He got killed before he had any chance, even though historically speaking, I don't think Dong Zhuo would have ever usurped. He just didn't have the backing to do it in terms of status and family upbringing. Even though he's not a farmer, he's not from any powerful gentry clans, so there wouldn't be a lot of countrywide support for any sort of usurpation. The idea that anyone can be an emperor didn't exist in this time period. You had to come from the families that would possibly be blessed with the mandate of heaven. Even the Cao clan pushing the usurpation is a far stretch, and another reason why Cao Cao made claims that, you know, his clan come from the line of the early Western Han Dynasty prime minister, which is probably not true, but just to give his clan more status. So for Dong Zhuo to do that, definitely not possible in my opinion. We'll fight this battle early on. Not an easy fight. I believe the looter, or I don't know if they're a looter faction. They should be. Yeah. The general usually is randomized, so sometimes it's a champion, sometimes it could be a strategist, which makes things even easier. I think the good thing about champions, we can probably duel him and get some decent amount of experience for Dong Zhuo. But the negative is he has polearm unit, which is better against our cavalry. Aside from that, we also have a piece of Xihe, which would be our beachhead to go down south. We also want to deal with Ding Yuan, who technically goes to the capital before we kill him, or before we entice Lu Bu to kill him for us. We'll see how those events trigger, but we're going to kind of track down south. Probably going to take this. It might be level 0 in ruins. Yeah, we'll fight him and then we'll take that. And then we'll see what we do afterwards. We get a tea, we get a water clock, we get a craftsman. Oh, speaking of his family, the reason why Dong Zhuo's family is definitely not farmers is, even though ancestrally speaking, Dong Zhuo's family come from Longxi, which is in this area. He was born in Inchuan, which is right here, right next to the capital. His father got a job here as a county level captain, and he and his brother Dongmin were both born here. And we know that because his style name is called Zhongyin, using the same character as the Inchuan's character. And Zhong just means he's the eldest son, and his younger brother became he's Bomin, and then Zhongmin will be his younger brother, basically the oldest son, second oldest son, and both of them have In as their style name, so ode to where they were born. But after his dad retired, he brought both of his sons back to their hometown where he did grow up. So he had a lot of, I guess, Liang province influence, and he grew up with the Town tribes knowing them well. But he's a Han general. He was educated. He had a decent upbringing. Definitely was not a farmer. And we'll fight this army off. Let's see. We have a pretty big court, and it's eating away at our salary. And we're gonna get rid of some of the characters. Historically speaking, Zhou Bi and Wu Qiong did not work for Dongzhuo yet. They both have pretty interesting background bonus, Seeker of Talent, Nominator of Worth. As both of these suggest, they were the ones who kind of gave Dongzhuo the idea of promoting different talents to different court positions, to different administrator positions throughout the land after Dongzhuo became Grandmaster. And because of that, they were both Han officials who were at court. They were not close advisors to Dongzhuo. They were basically offering him ideas of how to get the gentry clans on your side after coming to power. Their plans backfired immensely because most of those positions that he promoted ended up joining the coalition against him. That's why people like Yuan Shao became the administrator of Bohai. It was a play to make him leave the capital, give him a decent level position, and hopefully he doesn't mind you becoming a grandmaster. But it didn't work out, and he ended up becoming one of the leaders of the coalition. So these two we don't really want to keep, and obviously even long term they're not really worth it with their bonuses. Zhou Bi, however, does start out with wisdom, which gives us a very nice assignment which will fix all these red faces that you see, people who are unhappy with us right now. So we're going to throw him in here, make him do the assignment. And Wu Qiong, I think we're just going to fire. He's only rank 1. I don't really need that much money, so we're not going to banish him. I'm also not going to execute him. As you can see, we basically can scare the court with a -10 satisfaction. We get a little bit of money, and we get 10 points intimidation. So if you're in a crunch and need some intimidation, and you have some money, just hire a general and then kill them. Yep, that's a way to go. But here we're just gonna release him. We have 2 family members. Our younger brother, who we mentioned earlier, Dongmin. He is historically not a very important character. Ended up getting killed in their fortress after Dongzhuo's assassination. Never really did much, so not much is known. This wife is sort of fictional in terms of name. There was never really a name recorded. Dongpei Shan is just the name that the game sort of created for him. It might also be a callback to maybe an opera work, something I'm not familiar with. They probably got it from somewhere, but wherever they got it from, it's fictionalized. Historical sources does not have this. She's not heir, and that's okay because she has Stern, and Dongzhuo already has Cruel. We really don't want -7 public order, so she can stay away. Even though our younger brother does not have such a great faction-wide bonus of +3 morale, we're okay with that. And he has nothing else here. We will eventually switch him away, but just not now. Everyone else I think we'll keep for historical reasons. So Xu here looks pretty generic, but he's actually super talented as a general for Dongzhuo. Unfortunately, he's not part of the inner circle because he's not from the Liang region. His hometown is all the way in the northeast, and he's, I believe, the same hometown as Gongsun Du, and he's the one who recommended Gongsun Du to Dongzhuo to promote Gongsun Du all the way to become the administrator in Liaoxi, or Liaodong actually. Yeah, he's gonna be the one who influenced that. But his achievement really comes from the early days of the war against the coalition. Zhuo is the one who fought against Cao Cao in Cao Cao's first battle, absolutely wiped Cao Cao's army. Cao Cao almost died in that battle. And then he fought Sun Jian, also wiped Sun Jian's army, forced them back to regroup for the winter. But then he would get replaced in a political struggle within Dongzhuo's faction because he was sort of the outsider, not from the Liang region, and not someone who Dongzhuo trusted that much. So he got sidelined. He didn't get killed. Eventually, he did get killed when Guo Si and Li Jue tried to retake Chang'an from Wang Yun. At the time, he surrendered to Wang Yun, and Wang Yun actually sent him to kind of stop the rebels, and then he was killed in that fight. But decent general, we're going to try to keep him around. We might try to feature him a little bit. I think we want to keep ideally around 6 generals. We'll send 1 army with Dong Zhuo down, and then we'll keep 1 army to hold this region against the Liang rebels in the future. So we'll see how we will spread the characters out. First, we're going to fight this battle. We have a very good weapon, Blade of Xiangyu, which reduced the enemy armor, has a decent authority boost on it. Speaking of authority boost, we can maybe push this to 6. Nope. We'll take 5 then. Alright, we're gonna fight this. We'll see if we can generate a duel between the generals.
汉士说我巧取豪夺，可他们自己又如何？不过是一群拒绝承认我本事的腐朽官僚罢了。黄金小儿不过是一群暴民，在我面前。
Now, we're probably not going to be able to match Dong Zhuo's historical setups exactly, mainly because Dong Zhuo is kind of all over the place in this period. He fights against Yellow Turbans and then fails, and then gets sent to prison, gets pardoned, and then goes back out west with Zhang Wen to fight the rebels, and then escapes after a failed campaign, and then gets promoted back out west, and then decides, well, actually he didn't decide, but he gets summoned by He Jin to go to the capital again, kind of stops his army outside of the capital, snatches the emperor when the emperor gets kidnapped by the eunuchs, and then he goes back to the capital and takes over. So we're kind of like gonna have to move around the map way too much with the game mechanic to make it work, and therefore it's gonna be very hard for us to actually mimic his historical setup. But we'll try our best to get to the capital. We'll just do it in a little different method. Could have boosted our damage, but no need. I think we'll send our infantry up towards them. Ooh. We took his leg off and then slit his neck. I could also just charge these and get the experience for myself. Could be a possibility. They can't really stop me here. Yeah, the faction-wide scare is gonna get them. Hold on, let me get the cavalry up so they can chase. Alright, we'll try to get the experience on the cavalry as well. We'll keep these 2 cavalry. Both of these are the light version, which I like. Chase? Wait, we're gonna probably disband this group. Doesn't make sense to carry around some infantry with us. Ideally, we can give Dong Zhuo some sort of unbreakable, and he can actually become a pretty good low-tier unit killer because he has some very decent skills that can give him an immense amount of armor. I mean, even right now, 80% armor is very, very high. But we can push it over 100. Just trying to give them as much experience as possible. Last guy, there we go. We should rank up, or at least get a decent amount of experience. I think we started rank 3, so maybe a little too high to rank up. But the duel will give us a lot of experience there. 10 points intimidation per battle. And we get 10 more here. So we kind of overflowed a little bit by 5 points. Oh, well, we forgot to do trade deals and everything else. There's no trade partners. It's just that if we want some items or not. We are part of the empire, so everyone's friendly.
朋友，别来无恙。
Anyone start with any good items?
到此为止了。来，我们谈谈吧。
We're looking for something like a concubine or
我们谈谈吧。来谈谈吧。
why is this porcelain? This is a Zhuo, which is a alcohol holding instrument, usually made of bronze, because you have to heat up the bottom. I don't know. It's kind of weird to see that as porcelain.
我们平心静气谈一谈。
Yeah, Foreman's not going to be
有
worth
话
it.
请讲。天下法度，唯义是行。
They got a lot of
来
weapons.
谈谈吧。请坐，我们谈谈吧。请坐，来谈谈吧。足下有何贵干？
来谈谈条件吧。
So far, nothing good. That's not bad because of corruption reduction. We don't need it now, but long term, that's a backup plan.
请坐。
Maybe we'll
我们
trade
谈谈
with
吧。
Cao Cao's father. He has a daughter. I mean, even if we're interested in this marriage,
来谈
we
谈
would
吧。
want to do it on turn 2 when he equips some of the items on her, assuming she gets made heir. She might not, but then we can get some items from the marriage.
我们平心静气谈一谈。
Alright, a lot of factions, but no one have a good item?
朋友，别来无恙。
Seems to be the case.
有必要吗？
Okay, Forge Master is not bad. Yeah. Or yeah, it's like the first dictionary. It's a dictionary.
我们平心静气谈一谈。
且谈几句，难题
I
迎刃
believe
而解。
it's often referred to as the first
吾等耐性
dictionary.
有限。谁先来？进来谈谈吧。
Nope.
君子谈话，当讲理守序。 今天有何贵干？来吧，我们谈谈。
说吧，
We might be going for that book then.
有话快说。
So, worse version of the Forge Master.
欢迎，我们谈谈吧。
Okay, really nothing good except for Cao Song's
有什么可以相互帮助的？
book. Discourse of the State. Kind of like the weapon. See if we can offer him 2 food. Doesn't want our military access. Go down to the 2nd tier. I mean, it's fine. We can get it back. So I think this is when this comes in handy. Then we'll still do like 1 food maybe.
"如此无礼，你会后悔的。但还是算你棋高一招。
Alright, and we'll equip it, I think, on our brother, which could... it's not going to push him over 100. But also don't think it's going to push us... Yeah, it's not going to push us to a new tier either. Maybe we'll find something else for him, and then we'll get it over 100. Maybe just a level up would actually do it.
名扬天下吧。
But he's not going to be doing assignments. Let's see. What can we do here?
磨牙吮血。
We're going to put Li Ru in his army. And... doesn't get along with... that's not good. But we can make them fight together and win together. And that can probably not develop into a rivalry. And instead become Oathworns and friends. And that might actually help. I kind of want... Guosi and Nija to stay together. Yeah, there's a good replenishment boost on him too. So we're just gonna throw them out. We don't need those unit. Doesn't have reach. So how much experience did we get from that battle? I don't know how much we started, but we got a decent chunk.
刀锋所指。
I want to say we started at 8,000 and we picked up about 4,000 plus in that fight. 3,000 from the duel and the rest from the units. I'm gonna make him lead. Because he can get reach in one level. He can pick this up. And our commanderies, I think we tax here. I know it kills fervor, but like we have really no hopes of keeping fervor down in my opinion. So we might as well embrace it and make some free cash. And that's kind of everything we can do here. Oh, the threshold's at 70, not 75, so that's good to know. And then we'll fight and pick up more points. Chen Gui. Oh, Chen Deng. Okay, Chen Gui died. Chen Deng picked up his dad's position. That's a pretty early death. Stubborn. Now that's a trait that we really want on Dong Zhuo. Because if we look at his skills, Blade Breaker, once he drops below 50% health, he gets additional 100% armor, which is kind of wasted on him because he's already 80%. But the problem with Vanguard is there's a chance you just break and rout because of morale. So if we can get him unbreakable, then this would work really, really well. And then he becomes sort of like, you know, low tier unit killer. All right, we're gonna march this, or not march, but just walk this army in. They at least upgrade to level 1, which is something we want to see, because I don't want to pay for that upgrade. They should pay for it. We are pretty far away from getting ourselves an administrator position. So we might just pay up. Or else we don't even have a garrison. How many army slots do we have? We only have one army slot. That is also going to be difficult. Alright, we start here. Interesting. Let me think about this. With only one army count, it's not going to work. We're going to need a second army count. And the way to do that is either we get an administrator position, which requires a small city to get, which is not easy to do. Or we can get this, which is 3 turns away, or 3 seasons away. We're going to invest in the red line for sure. Yeah. Alright, at least the court is much happier. And we'll see what we can do as we level these up. Gonna have to level this up as well, because once this drops to -100 with this pushing it, we'll get a rebellion with no army here. They're just asking for it. Peasant Rebellion. Get a law enforcer. Okay, yeah, we don't need to colonize their event. That will help us. Might be a decent sized army. We'll see. But we'll take this first. We're gonna have to fight these just to keep the generals healthy as well.
奋勇杀敌吧，我等必可青史留名。
我要剁他们的骨，烧他们的肉。
我等奋战至死，万不可错失良机。
天下瞩目，正在今日。为准备就绪，快速前进，跑起来！
They should have 2 cavalry unit plus some infantry, wherever they are. Oh, there they are. Alright, they're not full strength.
杀光敌军！
敌军，快跑！准备就绪，
时机已至，
攻击敌军，水炮二，大军听令，做好准备。
断金！
杀光敌军！
顽强不屈，
骑兵上马！
顽强不屈！敌军仓皇逃窜，一群懦夫！
速速前进，准备就绪。注意，加速前进，
听命，杀！
加快速度。动作快点，准备就绪，不要留情。
注意，杀呀！
请厮杀！
Alright, we should be fine. We should be able to route all of them. I think they'll chain route here.
杀光敌军！
敌军仓皇逃窜，一
And
群
we'll
懦
spread the
夫！
experience evenly. Lost what, 2 cavalry? Not too bad. And then we'll debate whether or not we want to start
今日
recruiting
此胜，
units.
乃承天之恩泽。
Really depends on what type of force.
百姓
The spawn
定会
looter
单
army
食
is.
湖江，夹道欢迎。
Own the entirety of 1 commandery. It's probably going to be Zhuo. I don't want to colonize that much, and this doesn't bring any income. At least this will bring some income. He barely got anything there. Ooh, that's a good horse. Push him over 100. 2 points off. We'll wait for the level up, which I don't know how he's going to get right now. There's a passive experience for being heir, I think, so he might get it from that. Definitely a good county to have. Still need to solve this 1 army problem. Probably from pushing one of these to a small city by next spring. We'll see if we can pull that off. Well, it's tempting, right? Super tempting. He's also rank 4, which means it's going to be quite hard to keep him happy. Yeah. I think the timing's just off. I don't think we can grab them right now. Alright, this needs to go at least 1 level up. Like, we need to spend the money on recruitment. Do we need siege weapons? Maybe not, but more cavalry wouldn't hurt, even though these are all very expensive. Upkeep's also insane. 2 might be enough, depending on what we have to fight against. We're never gonna know until we peak.
力求上进。
Okay, it's manageable. Very, very manageable. It's also level 0. We want to give it time for them to upgrade it to level 1 before we take it. But we'll fight the unit off, and we should be able to get... we get an item. We don't get any more intimidation, aside from the battle intimidation. I don't know why they would offer this, but we'll get Zhuo to fight a duel with him, pick up the experience to level up so that we get reach.
在我的愤怒下，他们只有
Honestly, the terrain out west is amazing. Like, this terrain is really nice. Not just the battlefield, the surrounding. Make sure you're the one who asked for the duel, because you get way more experience that way. We're not going to boost his damage. He doesn't need it. We don't want to lose the evasion. Oh, wait. He has 13% evasion. We don't want to lose the evasion. Let me get the cavalry behind the infantry. We can wait a little bit. He can use this first. I want to get the infantry to come over here so that we can hit both groups with the general. The cavalry can charge from the high ground down when they're debuffed. He's winning anyways, so he has a better weapon, he has more evasion, he's gonna win this fight. This will just make him win faster. Alright. Ready? Zhuo's gonna charge in there first. No. Let him move up a little bit more. Alright. Zhuo's there to mess them up so they cannot brace. And then we don't need evasion on the cavalry, so we'll just increase their damage. And then he's gonna kill him really quick and also drop their morale, right? For killing their lead. Perfect timing. And then we run them down the hill. I'm sorry, I knock you off your horse every time, asking you to fight the enemy polearm. If you don't, your men will die. This way your men doesn't die. So I'm guessing the cavalry just stuck our banner to the ground and then started fighting, because we have no death, but our banners are here. He should have enough experience. First level only takes 3,000, so just the duel itself should get him enough experience. Being the lead general in the battle gets him a little bit of bonus experience too. We're going to chase everyone down, make sure we get all the experience on our cavalry. Well, actually, Li Ru try to level up too. I'll be fine. I don't think I need to push my level that much. There's not many like super relevant skills that a Vanguard could grab. He leveled up? He had like 250 experience last time. This will also go on my brother, and that will push him over 100. Defeat 2 more looter armies, and we get a battle axe. Okay. Passive experience is about 500 per turn. Pretty good. We got 1 more point of satisfaction. And we actually have a set bonus, which does not matter actually, because he's not going to be administrator. and take the faction-wide bonus. It just kind of conflicts. Oh, exactly 3,000. Interesting. I thought the duel would be more than that. But anyway, we're taking this. Did they level it up? We'll wait until there's an icon here, which means it's leveled up. Or else we're not going to get a fight. And if we don't get a fight, not only do we have to pay to do the level up, we also don't get the mission, which is fight 2 armies. The garrison would be an army. We have an open slot. I think we tax. We want to mess up corruption reduction. We want rebels to spawn so that we can farm intimidation and then use it in diplomacy. Although over here we got to be careful because we don't want to lose the commandery.
坚持不懈。
We can reach in a turn. Do we really want to move into... Hold on. We can maybe... Yeah, I kind of played around with all our movement. We'll just stay here. It's all good. We'll have more movement next turn because he has the 15% now. That's pretty much everything we have. We're not going to hit a small city rank this spring, but maybe next spring? But by next spring, we can grab the reform on the red tree to pick up 1 army as well. So, hard to tell. Wait, we are here. We'll get the red hair just by moving into it. Alright, the rebellion's starting. Huang Gai is also now available. He's actually left the faction. Zhang Wen? That's our boss. He's gonna become Grand Commandant. Okay, so historically a little bit fitting for us to grab him. Also Bryn General, of course. Chen Gong and them are gone. I kind of want to grab Huang Gai just because he's a vanguard. And we have obviously special cavalry unit. Not too unhappy. He's only rank 2. I'm going to be taking your horse though. Dong Zhuo was a renowned archer. I mean, most people in the Northwest who grew up here are good archers. Okay, he can do this now. Which means we can fire him. We'll do the switch naturally when it expires, so we don't have a sudden dip. Right, these will drop to 21 when he leaves. The problem is they're currently on the bench, and I can't get them out onto the field. Alright, we don't take, but we do move in and then move back. Get the mission, get the red hair. Oh, then do we just use the red hair? That makes more sense. We'll just stash this for now. Maybe Li Jue gets it. Normally I wouldn't push for levels, but here we have a reason to do so. So we're going to do it. I'm going to still wait for that. No rush. Ah, that also works. We can fight that too. Yo fool. That's our son-in-law. One of the rebels, Wang Guo. He was active before Ma Teng and Han Sui. I don't think I've seen him before in the game. 8% upkeep for town unit. Makes sense. I still want the land to be higher rank. Any chance we can ambush and have them walk out? That would be great. Alright, since we don't know if we can pick that up anytime soon, we are going to kind of at least grab this one. Give this one as a possible out in 5 turns. We're not going to get a rebellion in 5 turns here, which is fortunate. Alright, State Workshop is next. Doesn't matter, he's going to get kicked. We only need 30 points. So after this becomes, this is 5 points. This upgrade could be 4 more points. That's 9. We need what, 13 more or 17 more? 17 more? 5, 4 more in the future. Yeah, we probably also need this, but we'll see. Let's get this army killed first. Step out. I don't think he'll just sit here. I'm wrong. We're part of the empire. Ooh, how did the unit get out of the capital? 重点. One, the actual useful eunuch, but we're not interested in having our own eunuch here. Not a bad item. Not one that we really need right now. Are they upgrading it? I don't know. Maybe I should just go colonize? They're gonna take forever. We might as well just go colonize. That's not a, yeah, that's not a bad place for us to stand. We'll also keep upgrading this. Yeah, we'll see what they do. They might actually come attack us and suicide into us. Much like the previous army. Yep. I just don't want to take a poor delegate, and by poor delegate I mean the general's taking weird delegate damage. Like, this army should absolutely do 0 damage to us. Wait. We shouldn't chase them and kill them all. Keep them on the field, because then we get our 2 battles really easily. I don't want him. Release for money.
放他们回家去吧。
Oh, Lu Zhi got destroyed. Can we recruit him? Huang Fusong's available. Who also technically worked under Dong Zhuo when we took over the court, because Huang Fusong didn't want to rebel against Dong Zhuo. Oh, didn't want to rebel against the emperor, technically speaking. Okay, we're gonna snatch him up here. Dong Zhuo absolutely hated Huang Fusong, right? Because Huang Fusong was the Han general that replaced Dong Zhuo after Dong Zhuo failed to take down the Yellow Turban rebels, and then Huang Fusong obviously won the war for the Han, which made Dong Zhuo look even worse. So when Dong Zhuo came to power, he absolutely, you know, did terrible things, imprisoned Huang Fusong basically, and sidelined him. Huang Fusong's son actually has a pretty decent relationship with Dong Zhuo, and was a key reason why his dad stayed alive. But he has Helve Arrows. He's a little old. That's the only thing. Yeah, we have Ludra's unique unit, which is nice. We can do this. We can go for this. This is another way we can get another army, but we would have to hit rank 6, and I don't think that's possible at this point. I'm leaning toward getting Flame. Alright, they still haven't upgraded it. We're going to ignore that. I'm going to cough up 4,000 to grab this. I really don't want to. What if they're just not upgrading that? That could be a thing. So I guess we'll do it. Alright, we'll take the bad delegate. It's fine. Let's see how... very little damage, which is fine. Yeah, this is what we didn't want to do, but it's not that much money. It slows us down here. Right now it's harvest, right? So by spring, it's going to be autumn, winter, spring. There'll be 2 turns left on this. And then we will have to pay 1,000 to skip. That might be okay. We could do that. Our court's getting pretty big. They're going to be okay. Any new options, diplomatically speaking? 1.3. Ooh, 9 points? Sign me up. It's because Yellow Turban spawned in front of his face and he's getting crushed. And anyone else? 2.3, 1.0. 3.1 is not bad.
甚是欣慰。估准了。
Very good.
请进，朋友。你我已达成共识。
I actually don't know what the event with Demon is going to look like. Alright, but we'll figure out the second army situation first before we send Dong Zhuo and them this way. I prefer not to colonize. I believe the Liang Rebels might spawn here. Like 4,000 is just a huge waste of money. I just gave you military access and we get slapped with this, huh? Alright, Liang Rebels, which is a very big threat. They have a very powerful army. We should expand the force. We need spear guards and we need some range. I think we'll do General of the Left setup. We're trying to see if we can boost Instinct, which will reduce recruitment cost. Which I don't think we can, so I'm just gonna grab this. It's not gonna be cheap. The cavalry are too expensive. I don't think we're gonna flush out the cavalry portion. I think we go with like 4 crossbows. We don't do siege weapons yet. He has no fire arrows for a long time. Then we change him to General of the Right.
折而不摧。
Not too bad. And we'll sit here for a little bit. Probably 2 turns at least. We're just preparing for the Liang Rebels. 北宫博玉. Okay, so looter army here that we can. So he starts here. If we give up the mustering and we go here to attack down here, and then go here, it could work. It's gonna be at least 3 turns here.
发动农民，
Perfect timing. Alright, we want him to pick up these skills right here, these 4 right here. We'll have just enough to skip next turn if we want to go that route, which I think we do. And then we'll have to probably use post-battle loot to push for the money to summon our second army, because summoning them onto the field is going to cost a bit. Ooh, I think that's the expansion sign from the Liang Rebels. They're coming up. Our per turn payment from them gets cancelled. They have Niu Fu come of age, but Niu Fu is not family here. Our daughter's too young. I can't set up this marriage. How old do they have Niu Fu? Only 17? Feels like he should be older. Alright, either we spend 1,000, get this. Right, the benefit is administrators also help in other areas. So I think we do this. We get this, and each administrator adds an army slot to you. We're building up Shuofang for sure. I'm thinking probably either Huang Fusong or Zhang Wen. Zhang Wen's problem is if we put him here, then he can't do assignments. If he doesn't do assignment, then we have to keep Zhou Bi. We could also keep Zhou Bi. Zhang Wen has a rivalry with faction leader. Isn't that a bummer? He has a 15% boost to income. And he has high expertise, actually. 15%. We probably want a little bit more industry than peasantry. Then we can boost his expertise a bit more. So we get to 17%. Which puts him pretty close to Huang Fusong. And then with all the income boost. Yeah, I know, we're super poor now. We know, we know. Can't afford this level 1 upgrade.
为天下苍生。
Alright, so the Liang Rebels took this. We know their army went from here to here. Now, if they follow the road, they're going to come out over here and not over here. So we might want to stay on this side.
向前进军。
Alright, we can't afford anything. 2.8. 5.0. We're gonna take that
很
deal.
高兴与你见面。
We are desperate for cash. So 49. Unless he's willing to pay us more than 500. Oh, it's so close. Alright, we'll take the flat.
我方同意。
真喜讯也！
Probably not gonna have the energy to fight him. At least not before the Land Rebels, so might as well sign this, get paid.
算是谈妥了。
Alright, now we got our second army slot. The thing is, I don't want to summon an army here. I want them to go here. I want to summon an army here to defend this, but our money situation is just going to be a slow grind. It'll make sense when our armies start fighting and the post-battle loot kind of pays us back. Oh, okay. We're gonna have just looter spawns pretty frequently in summer. At least they're very manageable spawns. Alright, before they show up, I guess it's better if we just go take care of
为了
this.
天下苍生，
So lack of purpose is maxed out. I'm just giving these away for satisfaction, or we can hold it until they need it. Yeah, nothing we can really do. Like, what can you offer at 2.8? I think Liu Bei is really poor, yeah. 41's his max. Another burn officer, but this one's probably a spy.
释放怒火吧！
Alright, next goal is to actually hit second marquise, 5 points, which means if we just upgrade this, we get it. Alright, we'll kill that army off, rank up. We probably want to add a assignment for sure. Alright, we're going to dip down, but this is going to bounce us back. I think they might actually fight us. So far, the rebel armies have fought us, even though we're super strong. But this army is much stronger, so I don't know what they will do. Yes, they colonize. We saved 4,000. I expect a big stack, so that's why we kind of recruited early. Oh, come on, don't attack that. They actually sieged and destroyed our wall. Alright, we got only 2 points, so we're going to use this pretty carefully. We need one more administrator slot, and I think we just want one more assignment slot here. We got triple water clock. I mean, logically speaking, Huangfu makes a decent amount of sense just for the construction discount, which is kind of what we need the most. But this guy is also super happy with us, unlike others. If we threw Huang Gai there just for the court position. Niu Fu seems pretty good at it. And he has +4 public order. 6%. Kind of want to throw him here. The income boost doesn't really fit him, but like Hanzhong will be very good for him. Silken Spice plus Peasantry. But we can maybe move him later. Alright, we're just going to assign him because we want to use the position. He's probably going to get bounced, and then we can have our army hit the army that's bounced, and then we can move back. Honestly, a pretty decent general, but I don't want to recruit more at this point.
误国讨贼，大义将临，莫敢不从。他们受的苦也够多了。
All right.
振作起来
We're gonna rush back onto the road
正在行进
and then get ready to fight here, because the fight is coming. All right, we don't have money for that. We're gonna save whatever little post-battle loot that we generated. Maybe we'll get something here.
朋友，欢迎。
Everyone's just dirt poor. Or not. That's a hefty
那就
sum.
如此吧。
Alright, we'll defeat their stack, which hopefully is coming up. I mean, I don't mind if they go down and colonize. That's fine too. Our 4th water clock. Ooh. Spy, but ooh, a lot of name characters showing up in our courts.
莫要急躁。
No rush. No one showed up yet. Get food. Some temporary satisfaction. Oh, we do have extra assignment. We should use it. We can't send John. He's coming back in a turn. Everyone's gonna be very pissed when that happens, and I don't have another. Wait, does he have the right skill tree? Does he have the right skill tree? We have to guess. I don't remember. I think there might be one that have it. They're both level 1. It's a 1,000 buck gamble. He can pay for himself if we just fire him. We have a little bit of money. Do we spend it there? Let me grab him first. Yes. We bet right. Alright, we have a little extra money. They didn't show up, and they also didn't go down. What happened to this army here? Ah, you're back! Someone hires you and then you left them again? I still don't have a place for you. Right, so this turn he's coming back after completing his 15, but his kicked in, so at least we don't have any like sudden dip. And then we're gonna send him back too to make sure that we have a 20-point boost that's ongoing. Alright, investing in the red tree, it's not bad. We get the 8-point satisfaction for the vanguards. Not really keen on the replenishment side of things, but the tier 4 horse pasture and the tier 5 horse pasture are pretty key. These are faction unique tier 5 building for us. We might also get the 20% redeployment cost because we are thinking about sending or summoning generals on the field soon. Maybe not right away. Right now we're too poor. So let's grab this for the satisfaction first, and then we might shift over here afterwards. I feel like this army can beat whatever they have. 2 stacks. We're wondering where the 1 army is. We got 2. I think we're pretty much decked out as much as we can be. Oh, what's our second administrator? Alright, we don't want to drop his expertise. No, we're poor. Post-battle loot incoming. Also rebellion in Shuofang incoming too. They want to fight us 1v1? You know why your rebellion failed, Bacon Warrior? This is why your rebellion failed. Yeah, we were pretty much expecting to fight a lot of cavalry, which is why I got spear guards and crossbow. Action leaders usually don't duel, but he's not a normal one. He has all the skills I want. I'm not gonna level him up anymore. We're gonna send Zhuo to do the dueling. Yeah, we're not gonna outrange this guy. But there's only so few of them. Oh, I'm gonna get charged. It's okay. Charge me, charge me, charge me. Slam! We took so much from that charge, though. Get on your horse. Don't be cocky. Don't chase. Should block, at least stunted their charge. It's gonna be fine. Oh, he didn't micro him. Alright, give himself unbreakable first. Alright, Dojo took quite a bit more damage than we wanted, but it's alright. Maybe we can fight him another duel or something like that, and he can heal off of that. And we're still in our own territories, at least we get the end turn heal. Post-battle loot is nice. They come at one at a time? What kind of logic is this? Alright, this portion is the strongest portion. It's the same fight, essentially. But we'll set it up a little bit differently. Just put this here in case they want to charge us. Put this in the front, put this in the front. Doesn't want to duel? Oh, this is Beikong Boyu. Wait, who did we fight last battle? See, they're coming the moment you pull that away. We do want to pull them here. We'll ignore that. and then send them over.
跑起来，不要留情，
鼓起勇气，
赶快，赶快，停住，污灭敌军，杀！
冲啊！
准备开战，加快速度！敌军仓皇逃窜，一群懦夫！准备放箭，放箭！骑兵上马，
准备就绪，
准备就绪，射杀敌军！准备好了，
赶快赶快，片甲不留。毛兵在我身边，
杀！骑兵听令，片甲不留，顽强不屈！准备开战，准备射击，尽情厮杀！注意，时机已至。
你身手羸弱，让人叹为观止。
到底是个黄口小儿！
快跑！诸军待命，污灭敌军。
胜利近在咫尺！
注意，动作快点，不要留情。
手就绪，射击！
赶快赶快！准备就绪，准备开战，立正，赶快就位，杀呀！
注意！ 离胜利又近了一步。
Alright, we should be good.
挺住！
He's unbreakable, so we just need to kill him.
离胜利又近了一步。
准备开战！
Maybe we can slow him down with the infantry.
锁骨断筋，
攻击敌军，
鼓起勇气。
就只有这点能耐吗？
Alright, we got him.
敌将受首，贼众溃不。
Yeah, it was a timely recruit. We probably wouldn't be able to hold this with just 2 cavalry units. And now they kind of pay for themselves with these post-battle loot that we got.
万民之声不可小觑。
I mean, historically quite a renowned scholar. We're gonna just release him.
放他们回家去吧。
Now we're kind of loaded. Oh, he has another army. We were not expecting to get hit from both sides. So Begung Boy dies. Not a strong army here. So what we could... Ooh. We could summon some generals.
心有所欲，引而导之。
Almost only because we're poor that we can't summon him.
出征数日，今日始归。
We could change that by getting more post-battle loot. Did they upgrade this? They did, which is good. We can delegate this to save some time.
我等信念如
So
一，
this
这
is their
便
new
是
faction
上
leader?
天的恩赐。
Overflow.
都是为各自
Hold on,
信
before we
念而
overflow
战罢
again.
别来无恙啊！
We're gonna extort the Emperor for cash. 9.5. Okay. Not that much, actually. Does he have a lot of... Right, 9.5. If he doesn't give us a lot, we can try the standard High Empire. All right, 1317.
很高兴与你见面。
Oh, oh, we're talking different story here. They're pretty loaded, 17 point something, right? 17.3-ish. So let's say 400. Can we go over 4,000 here? Yes, we can. Yes, we very much can. Oh, probably can't go over by that much though.
虽不情愿，但我等只得照做。
Alright, this way we don't waste any points, even though we kind of already wasted a little bit. Good they have 18 units. That's a battle. And if it's a battle, we get 10 points.
今日此胜，乃承天之恩泽。
We completed our first commander. You get another 10 points here. So we're back at 90. And we have a bunch of money, which means we can recruit Huangfu to help us. We want him back on this job. Okay, let's throw Huangfu on here, just because his units are amazing. Like, this is unbreakable. Now, even... I don't want these. These are garbage. These are pretty garbage, too. Just because we have Seadown Cavalry, or normally those we could probably keep. We'll go negative income for a few turns. We'll run our economy through post-battle loot. Yeah, we'll go small city. I guess their job would just be take Undine. Yeah, we should just take it. He should lead.
参见大人。大人召我，荣幸之至。
Alright, well, that goes to lead. They're definitely gonna attack.
上进，功名震天。
They can't reach. They have a siege weapon. So they're still a turn behind. Oh, they siege. That's annoying. Alright. Regardless, it's been a great start. Wait. How did he get injured? Brave news. Oh, friend in need. You guys are not exactly close to each other, but fine. Anyhow, we had a pretty decent start. I think if we can just push back this front and continue to expand a little bit. Oh, I don't want him taking that, though. That's a bummer. Maybe now we don't want that. Maybe we're just happy with Zhuo and we just move on. And move this army this way to go help them. But either way, it's been a decent start to the campaign. If she has an item, it'd be even better. Not the item that we want, but pretty good. And we'll start pushing this way and see what happens. The bandit's going to spawn. We can fight them for a little while. We'll see if Dingman survives them. If he doesn't, then I don't know how that event triggers, but we're going to start headed towards the capital. We're still decently on schedule. We're only in 186. Looks like the Mandate War is... Currently being won by the Yellow Turbans. I don't know how the AI will handle it. Doesn't look very good. Nobody's only one on the front. Ludra's already dead. So it's our turn to save the Han by taking over the Han and see if that works out. So hope you guys enjoyed it and see you all next time. Bye!